Hey guys, it's your Uncle John again with another episode of Don't Be a Jerk. I was reading a post on Facebook. It's amazing how many things revolve around Facebook these days. But it's a thought I've had before, and this just kind of cemented it. A lady posted about a campground. It's a full-time RVer site. It's a campground that got a really bad review from somebody that only stayed one night. The information was a little vague. I don't know about the campground. I don't know about the person who stayed there who gave the bad review. Basically, in general, what I wanted to talk about was a twofold problem. One, companies that overpromise what they're providing, selling, any of that. And then the other part is ungrateful people who expect more than what they paid for. First thing is, if you're in business, the first thing you got to learn is don't oversell what you got. Don't oversell what you do. Don't oversell your store. Don't do that. Don't promise the moon. You know, I used to be an office manager just outside of Philadelphia. We worked for a Sears authorized installation company. Doors, garage doors, storm doors, roofing, fencing. And our salespeople would constantly oversell the jobs. Oh, that roof will last you 40 years. Promise them the moon. We'd have it done in 6 hours. It's a full tear-off. You have to take all the shingles off. You don't know what the wood's like below that, so you may have to upcharge them, which is a per square foot price, to replace, bad or rotten plywood on the roof. And, it could be 8, 10, 12 squares. That's like 1,200 square feet of roof for 12 squares. And expect it done in 6 hours. Tear off, repair, re-roof. Yeah. Don't oversell it, guys, because then we'd get in trouble, and the customers would turn into nothing but complaints after that. Oh, they said 6 hours, it took a day and a half. Day and a half's great for a full roof, by the way, even with a full crew. They promised me this roof would be nice and straight and flat. Well, if your roof starts out with a really wide spacing, if you have like roof trusses, they tend to be at 2 feet on center, not 16 inches on center. 2 feet on center means the same thickness plywood tends to do this between all your rafters, your roof trusses. And sometimes, even on attics that are not well vented, on 16-inch on centers you can get a little belly, but it's less and less noticeable. If I tear off all the shingles and tar paper and everything else and put a brand new roof over that, do you think somehow magically that's going to fill in all those dips and valleys? Not likely. Why would you promise somebody that? By the same token, if I go to you and sell you a roof and tell you it's a 25-year guaranteed roof, installation is guaranteed for X number, of months or years, whatever, and you do stupid things to your roof, I don't know what that would be, and you expect that roof to last more than 25 years, or I tell you the installation is going to take me a day and a half. I get it done 2 hours quicker than I thought I would, and you complain still about the length of time it took to install, then you're just spoiled. There are people that go to campgrounds. The campground advertises Wi-Fi. Doesn't say high-speed internet. It says Wi-Fi. You may or may not be able to check your emails very quickly. You probably won't be able to stream any kind of content, music or video. And it can be frustrating because in this day and age, we're used to that instant. Most of the time in those same areas, cell service is a little sketchy. So, you know what? If you're camping, get over it, get used to it. Now, if that same campground is advertising high-speed internet with Wi-Fi, now you've got something to complain about. Because if it's not high-speed, they're wrong. And everybody says, I've seen other people say, well, when nighttime comes, everybody's streaming movies, of course it's going to slow down. But what did the campground advertise? Don't oversell what you've got. You're better off underselling it and people getting more than they expected than you are going the other way around. You're screwing yourself doing that. And for all the people who can't read the description before they make their reservations and, don't ask any questions, sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and get over yourself. I've had people do that with my stuff. Well, that bar of soap was so strong, you smelled it before you paid for it. I don't understand. What were you looking for? Or some people say, I had that bar of soap and it was so weak. It sudsed great, it lathered fine, but the smell was so weak. Okay, well, how long ago did you buy that bar of soap? 2 years ago. Wait a minute. When did you use it? Last week. Okay, a 2-year-old bar of natural soap is going to lose all its scent. It's going to smell like a ball of wax almost when you pick it up. By the way, commercial soaps aren't going to be much better. If you let them age, they're going to lose a certain amount of scent. Now, they tend to last a little longer because they are machine pressed through an extruder under great pressure. So they're not as apt to change with, time and temperature fluctuations, but they are going to change nonetheless. I have a customer in the UK, Kyle McClellan, who has been one of the most grateful customers I've ever had. And I love all my customers. They're great. Especially my online customers. They've been the best. And they can't even come in here first and put their hands on stuff. Well, they can if they travel down to see me in Berlin, Maryland. But anyway, Kyle, all the way from UK, tried our stuff. He has been a faithful customer. He orders often, but nothing extravagant. A couple things here, a couple things there, something for his mom. He gave some of his soap away to a family friend, and he's passing the word along. He showed pictures of his little Uncle John sticker on his car, on his guitar, things like that. But he's just such a cheerful guy to deal with, and he I don't know how long he's been wet shaving, but he's been using our stuff, and he's liked our bath stuff, our bath soaps. But it's all about attitude. He buys a product, I provide that product. I usually try to throw a little something extra in if I can. Sometimes I'm not in a position to do that, and it's just a sticker and a business card and a thank you for your order handwritten on the packing slip. I'm not always in a position to do that, but I try to make it as good of an experience as I can. And I'm just waiting for the day that somebody complains because I didn't throw free samples into their order. Or, give them a 20% off coupon for ordering something and paying for what they ordered. I just think in this day and age, too many people expect free stuff because they patronize your business. And I don't get that mentality. If you get it, hey, that's cool. There's certain places I go where, I know a place where I can go right now and I can get happy hour drink prices all night. Not that I'm going to spend all night there, but I don't expect it. I didn't ask for it. And if one night I went there and, had $50 in food and beer and they gave it to me, they gave me the bill and it said $50, I'd give them their $50 and a tip. Because that's what I do. That's what you're supposed to do. If they knock $10 off of it, that's great. I'm going to give them $40 and a tip. I don't understand this mentality that, you should expect to get something for free because you patronize somebody's business. I'm just happy if people are not necessarily, I don't want you to be June and Ward Cleaver when I'm dealing with you. You don't have to be all fake smiley and, pretend to be my best friend. But just don't be a dick. Be nice, be courteous, provide the service you promised, and we're good. And then I pay for that service. That's fair trade. That's what it's all about. For those of you looking for free, go somewhere else. Whether it's a campground, a bar of soap, a restaurant, it doesn't matter. For those of you who own a business and you constantly short your customers because you are promising the moon and handing them a picture of the moon, you're wrong too. You're overselling yourself. I don't know how else to explain that. I've said that phrase a million times since I started this video. You can't promise more than what you have to give or sell. Because all you're doing is setting yourself up for failure. Your business is going to fail. You're going to get bad reviews. You're not going to get repeat business. That's why it's going to fail. People will stop coming. They're going to talk bad about you on the internet. That's another thing. I can't believe so-and-so said that on the internet. Really? It's the internet. Get over it. It's all over the place. I've had people talk me down in the beginning of my business, rake me over the coals. Not as bad as some. There are other soap makers and business owners I know out there who have been run into the ground on the internet. It's unfortunate, it sucks, and there's almost no way to defend yourself, but it's the world we live in. It's the digital age. It's all about feelings. I don't feel like you valued me as a customer. I don't feel like I got my money's worth. I don't feel, I'm a tactile guy, you know? I had a steak, I'll pay for the steak. And your service, if it's a server, they get a tip. If it's something where I'm standing at a counter and I take my order to my own table and all that stuff, yeah, no tips. You get a regular hourly wage. Most servers who come out to a table or along a bar, they get paid servers' wages, which are very, very low. They work for partial hourly and partial tips, gratuities. That's a whole different world. I will tip those people. But I will say this. If their service, and I'm not talking about food quality, if the food quality sucks, I'm going to run the restaurant into the ground. But if the server's quality was good or better than good, I'm going to give them an appropriate tip. And if I leave a bad review on the restaurant, I'm going to make sure it doesn't reflect on that server. If the server sucked, I'm going to leave a decent review for the food that was provided by the restaurant and run the server down, because they let their attitude and their personal feelings get in the way of their job. Don't expect a 20, 25%, 30% gratuity if you walked around rolling your eyes, mumbling everything that came out of your mouth, bringing our food and slopping it on the table, ignoring us when you hit all the guys at one table, cute guys, that's great, and hang out and tee-hee, and you may or may not get a good tip from them, and then ignore us when we could use a drink refill, maybe we could use a few extra napkins, maybe we didn't get any napkins at all. I went to one place, we were shorted on silverware, napkins, and when I asked for them, I said, hey, would you mind, when you get a second, bringing us a couple more sets of silverware and some extra napkins? Instead of saying, sure, I'll get that for you in a sec. No. Well, I guess. Really? And how much tip do you expect? Because I had that attitude given to me the entire meal. All right. I think that's enough of a rant. And for my little buddy Kyle over there in the UK, appreciate your business, buddy. And hopefully everything's satisfactory on your end. And guys, I don't expect reviews, good, bad, indifferent. If they come, they come. I've never gotten rid of a bad review, although unusually I don't see any of them. So I'm not sure what happens there. Generally speaking, I get a pretty decent review on the website and Facebook, on Google. So hopefully that trend will keep up. But if I get a bad review, I will certainly address it. And if you ever have a problem with your order, I'll address it. I make mistakes. I'm human. The difference is not being a jerk about it. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and don't be a jerk.